Folks, imagine this. Pete Carroll, the guy who built the Legion of Boom, who hoisted the Lombardi Trophy in the desert back in 13 with Seattle, steps into the Death Star, our Allegiant Stadium, and suddenly, it's like the Raiders' rebellious spirit has turned on its own. Hired last winter as the savior to steady this wild ship after years of coaching carousel chaos. And here we are, Raiders Nation, staring down a 2-10 start that's got the whole league buzzing. What happened to the win now magic? Buckle up, because tonight, we're diving deep into the mounting pressure cooker that is Pete Carroll's first, and maybe only, season in silver and black. I'm your host for all things Raiders, fired up and ready to break it down, just like Al Davis used to demand, commitment to excellence, baby. Let's rewind the tape quick, Raiders faithful. Coming off that gut-wrenching 4-13 disaster last year under Antonio Pierce, owner Mark Davis swung for the fences. He brought in Pete Carroll, the 74-year-old coaching legend who's got more Super Bowl rings than most franchises have playoff wins. Okay, that's a slight exaggeration, but you get it. This is the man who turned USC into a college dynasty, who made the Seahawks the NFC's nightmare for over a decade. Paired with new GM John Spytek and minority owner Tom Brady whispering in his ear, Carroll was supposed to be the steady hand. He even traded for his old Seattle signal caller Geno Smith in March, reuniting that duo for what looked like instant chemistry. And don't forget, he poached Chip Kelly as OC, shelling out top dollar to make him the highest paid play caller in the league. The plan? Reload, not rebuild. Charge into the AFC West wars against those smug Chiefs, the high-flying Broncos, and Harbaugh's Chargers with fire in our bellies. But man, oh man, it's all gone sideways faster than a Marcus Allen juke in the 80s. Here's the cold hard summary of this nightmare stretch. After a gritty 20-13 opener against the Pats that had us dreaming of glory, Pete's first win making him the oldest head coach to ever notch a victory in league history, the wheels came off. 11 losses in the last 12 games, including a soul-crushing 24-10 thud to the Browns last weekend that dropped us to 2-10. That's 4 straight defeats now, with 2 more losing streaks of 4+ games this season alone. Our offense? A ghost town. Just 259.5 yards per game, 3rd worst in the NFL, and Geno Smith, Geno, sitting on 14 picks, tied for the league lead. He's under siege back there, folks, with our line crumbling like it's auditioning for a demolition derby. The defense has shown flashes, thanks to Max Crosby terrorizing QBs like he did last year with 14.5 sacks. But even that's not enough when the scoreboard's drier than the Mojave in July. And get this, we parted ways with special teams coordinator Tom McMahon after Week 10 for botched punts and missed field goals that could have flipped close ones. Then, boom, Chip Kelly's out after Week 12, fired despite that fat contract. Reports say Pete was meddling in the play calling anyway, turning Kelly's up-tempo scheme into a watered-down version of his old Seahawks grind. Just about everything soured, and it's stunning even for us diehards who've seen the Raiders bounce from Oakland to LA and back to Vegas like a bad rebound. Now, let's crank up the analysis, because this isn't just losing, it's a tactical train wreck with seasonal stakes that could redefine our franchise. Carroll's always been a player's coach, high-energy guru who preaches, always compete. But at 74, that boundless vibe feels more like a mismatch for a young, hungry locker room. Take Geno. The guy's got arm talent that lit up Seattle in 22, but here? Those 14 interceptions aren't all on him. Our receivers, even studs like Davante Adams, are starving for separation, and the run game's averaging a pathetic 3.2 yards per carry without a workhorse back stepping up. Remember how John Madden used to bark about controlling the line of scrimmage? Well, Pete's trying to install that old-school Seattle-based defense, playing more 11 personnel than ever, but it's leaving us exposed on 3rd downs. Opponents converting at 42%, 9th worst in the league. Coaching strategies. Bold off-season moves like trading for Smith cost us draft capital we could have used on a rookie QB or O-line help. Instead, we're averaging just 15 points a game, 31st in the NFL, a far cry from the explosive attacks that powered our 70s dynasty with Stabler slinging to Biletnikoff. Injuries haven't helped. Tight end Brock Bowers, our rising star, called it super frustrating after the Browns' loss, praising the practice grit but lamenting the game day fade. And cohesion. NFL media's Ian Rappaport spilled the tea this week, reports of locker room fractures, with Pete's top-down control rubbing vets the wrong way. Compared to last year, we had a minus 125-point differential under Pierce. Now it's minus 129, somehow worse. Statistically, it's like we've regressed 2 steps in the AFC West meat grinder. Chiefs are cruising at 9-3, Broncos 7-5, Chargers 6-6. We're not just losing, we're getting lapped. But hey, Raiders Nation, let's pump the brakes with some historical context to remind us why we love this team. The grit, the glory, the never-say-die soul. Think back to the Mad Streak era under Al Davis, when we owned the AFC West with 3 Super Bowls in a decade, outgunning rivals like the Broncos in those epic Snow Bowl brawls or dismantling the Chiefs in Arrowhead shootouts. Our motto: commitment to excellence, words etched in silver, forged by legends like Fred Biletnikoff's sure hands and Cliff Branch's deep burns. Fast forward to today, that rebellious legacy from the Oakland Black Hole to LA's glitz and now Vegas's neon glow hasn't dimmed. We've got echoes of greatness in Crosby, who's channeling Charles Woodson's shutdown swagger with 9 sacks already, and Adams, still a route-running wizard who deserves better than this mess. Trivia time to fire you up. Did you know Pete's actually got a winning history against our West foes? 10 career victories over Andy Reid, Sean Payton, and even Jim Harbaugh from his USC Stanford days. But this season's echo chamber? It's screaming for a reset, much like when we traded for Marcus Allen and sparked that 83 ring. Stat line from the past: our 76 squad started 5-1 before storming to the title. This year's 2-10 feels like the inverse curse. I caught up with a fictional insider chat, call it my Raiders Roundtable, with beat writer Ezekiel Trezevant, who's been ringside for this saga. Pete's energy is infectious, Ezekiel told me, but when wins don't follow, that always compete mantra starts sounding like empty calories. The staff shakeups, desperation moves, plain and simple. And straight from the horse's mouth, Pete himself, earlier this fall when the skid was just revving up. No, I don't think like that about job security. I really don't. I can't go there. It's been 20-something years, and that hasn't been in mind at all, so I'm not gonna start now. But then he got real, post-loss raw, not very well. It's been crappy. This is not what I expected. We're just trying to keep driving the messages home and get better each week. But unfortunately, it is what it is, and we have to deal with it. I'm not versed in being in this situation, and I'm happy to say that. But I don't like it one bit. It's been hard. Hear that vulnerability? Even legends crack under the Vegas spotlight. Fan pulse from the black hole? One tailgater I chatted with summed it: Pete's a boss, but if he can't rally these pirates, cut the anchor. We need a coach who bleeds silver like Max does. Looking ahead, predictions? The hot seat scorching. CBS Sports has Pete at number 1 on their furnace list, with buzz from ESPN's Jeremy Fowler whispering, "One and done, if we don't snag at least 3 of these last 6. Playoff hopes. Toast, our 24% shot preseason is now sub 1%, per the odds makers. But silver lining, this mess locks us into the top 5 draft picks, maybe snagging a franchise QB like Colorado's Shedeur Sanders to pair with Aiden O'Connell as backups. Implications for the rebuild? Massive. Mark Davis, influenced by Brady's disappointment per reports, might pivot to a younger gun like Lions OC Ben Johnson or even circle back to Pierce for that interim fire. Long-term, it accelerates the youth movement. Bowers, Crosby, our 25 draftee Ashton Janty could be the core if we stabilize the staff. Expert take from a Seahawks alum, I know. Pete thrives with vets, but Raiders need visionaries like Madden was. This could be the spark for our next dynasty run. Raiders Nation, through the heartbreaks and the hijinks, like that time Ken Stabler's ghost probably laughed at our special teams woes, we've always risen. So here's my call to action. Pack the Death Star this Sunday against the Steelers. Wear your silver, chant for Crosby's sacks, and believe. Turn on Raiders.com or tune into our channel for every snap, every story. Because in Vegas, we don't fold, we double down. This is your Raiders Report. Stay committed, stay excellent. Just win, baby.